Hello.
Oh, hi, Jim. Good to see you.
You always breathe a sigh of relief when I show up, don't you?
Oh, big time.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good.
Did you have nobody there for a few minutes?
No, we're good.
I'm Georgine.
Okay. One more minute and then we'll get rolling. All right, it's 4 o'clock. I will call the meeting to order. Could I have a mover and seconder to convene the meeting, please? Stuart and Greg, thank you. And moved by Stuart, seconded by Greg, that the Committee of Adjustment for the Corporation of the Township of Seguin hereby convenes at 4 p.m. on Wednesday, May 12th, 2021. All in favor? All right. All right. The Committee of Adjustment hereby convenes a public meeting as per the Planning Act. Applicants and the public can speak at the public meeting. Notice of the decisions will be sent to applicants and to the public if requested. Any person may appeal a decision or condition of approval within 20 days after the notice of decision. Okay. So could I have a mover and seconder to adopt the agenda as circulated? Karen and Terry, thank you. Moved by Karen, seconded by Terry, that the Committee of Adjustment of the Corporation of the Township of Seguin hereby approves the agenda for the meeting May 12th, 2021. All in favor? And that's carried. You'd think by this point in the Zoom meetings I'd have this organized, but I don't. All right, could I have a mover and seconder to accept the minutes of the previous meeting as circulated? Stuart and Terry, thank you. Moved by Stuart, seconded by Terry, that the Committee of Adjustment for the Corporation of the Township of Seguin hereby accepts as read and circulated the minutes of its last meeting that took place on Wednesday, April 14, 2021. Any corrections, comments, additions? I have a question. The resolution on the boathouse with the boat port, I read the resolution in the positive. The minutes have the resolution in the negative. Does that make any sense?
Through you, Chair, I think it does. We'll look into that.
Okay, I think it should just reflect what happened at the meeting. It's the same result at the end of the day. It's just a slight technicality. Okay.
Yeah, so noted.
All right. All in favor of those minutes? Thank you. Okay. All right. Ask if anyone has any pecuniary interests to declare. None declared. Okay, ask the Secretary Treasurer to introduce the first application.
Thank you, Chair, to the committee. The purpose of minor variance application number A-2021-0018-H Clapperton is to permit a new boathouse, requesting an increase in maximum lot coverage within the first 60 meters. No correspondence was received.
I believe it's for a garage, not a boathouse.
That's correct. Yeah.
For garage.
Are you on Clapperton?
Yes.
Yep.
My apologies. Our skit was a little backwards there. I apologize. The owner is proposing to construct a new garage and requests the following variance. The proposal is a variance of 1.22%.
Okay. Is there anyone here who wishes to speak to this application?
Hi, committee, Sophie Clapperton here, I'm the applicant for the owner. If anyone has any questions, happy to answer. Have some supplementary images, but I'll spare you unless needed. Generally, the overview is that the garage, the initial proposed location, which was behind the 60-meter setback line, has now become unusable given an increased septic bed requirement by the township. And the remainder of the property, the topography limits the location for the garage. So the only sort of natural spot to place it that hasn't disrupted neighbors and roads and views from the lake is within that 60 setback, which increases the coverage within the 60 setback. However, the total lot coverage would still be within the constraints, and all other setbacks would be abided by.
Okay, thank you. Any members of the committee have any questions? You may have just answered it, but where you've got it staked out looks like requires removing about a dozen trees.
They'll
And
probably,
moving-
sorry, go ahead.
And moving it back a few feet would save some of them?
Yep, that's correct. We're looking to take out, I think there's 3 large oaks that are coming out, but the remainder of the trees would be kept in that area.
It's just, I think if you leave more trees, that it's less visible from the water.
Yep.
Because you are on top of that cliff.
That is
Any other questions? Okay, I'll read the motion. I need a mover and a second. Karen, Terry, thank you. Moved by Karen, seconded by Terry, that the Committee of Adjustment hereby approves variance application A 2021-0018 H Clapperton to construct a new garage and request the following variances to zoning bylaw 2006-125. Section 6.3, table 6.3, maximum lot coverage within 60 meters. The maximum allowed is 5.75%. The existing is 6.03%. The proposal would be 6.97%, requiring a variance of 1.22%. Subject to the following conditions. The owner applies for and obtains a building permit within 2 years of the date of decision of the Committee of Adjustment. Any further comments, questions? All in favor? And that's carried.
Thank
The
you.
application has been approved and the applicant will get a letter in the next few days. The 20-day appeal period starts now.
Okay. Ask the Secretary Treasurer to introduce the second application.
Thank you, Chair. I think we have this straight now.
Oh, good.
Through to the committee. The purpose of minor variance application number A-2021-0019-H Hutchinson is to construct an addition for a garage and expansion of the existing one-story cottage, requesting an increase in both the lot coverage and an increase to the gross floor area. No correspondence was received.
I thought we had a lot of correspondence.
Yeah, I thought I saw about 4 or 5 letters on that.
Sorry, I meant to also reiterate that the comments that were sent to you were sent by email. Chair, would you prefer for me to read the letters or are you okay with the emails that had been received?
Oh, I think everyone's good with getting the emails. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If there's any that weren't sent to us, then
No, they were all contained in that one email, all of the
Okay.
emails, yes.
okay. Is there anyone here who wishes to speak to this application?
Yes, hi, Phil Hutchinson here. We're just here in case you have any questions.
Okay, thank you. Do any members of the committee have any questions? Sure seems like all your neighbors are on board, so.
Thank you.
All right, could I have a mover and seconder for this motion? Greg and Karen. Moved by Greg, seconded by Karen, that the Committee of Adjustment hereby approves variance application A 2021-0019H Hutchinson to construct an addition for a garage and expansion of an existing one-story cottage. Request the variances to the following variances to zoning bylaw 2006-125. Section 6.3, table 6.3 lot coverage. Maximum 8%, proposed is 10.6%, requiring a variance of 2.6%. Section 6.3, table 6.3, gross floor area. Maximum allowed 251.7 square meters, proposed 308 square meters, requiring a variance of 56.3 square meters. Subject to the following condition, that the owner applies for and obtains a building permit within 2 years of the date of the decision of the committee. Any further comments or questions? All
Thank you
in
very
fa-
much.
All in favor? That's carried. Now you can say thank you.
Okay, thank you. A little premature there.
Just a little.
For the chair to the applicants, the application has been approved. You will get a letter in the next few days detailing the 20-day appeal period.
Great, thank you. Okay,
All right. Wait. Has the secretary treasurer to introduce the third application?
Thank you, Chair. The purpose of minor variance application number A-2021-0020-H Smith is to permit an increase in maximum dock length in order to close on the existing dock building permit. No correspondence was received.
Is there anyone here who wishes to speak to this application? Okay, there's no agent or anything. All right. Any members of committee have any questions? None? Okay, could I have a mover and seconder? Karen? Somebody put that in. Greg, there we go. Moved by Karen, seconded by Greg, that the Committee of Adjustment hereby approves variance application A 2021-0020H Smith. Requests the following variances to zoning bylaw 2006-125. Section 4.28.2D, maximum dock length. Maximum allowed is 15 meters, proposed is 16 meters, requiring a variance of 1 meter. And I don't think the building permit comment applies, does it?
no, no
No,
condition.
Okay. I've got the old piece of paper, but that's okay. Any further comments, questions? All in favor? And that's carried.
Thank you, Chair. The application has been approved. The applicants will get a letter in the next few days detailing the 20-day appeal period.
Okay. So we have one more application.
Yes, Chair, would you like me to speak to that now?
Yeah, I guess it's just a understanding why we have a request to defer.
Yeah, absolutely. So it was noted, as we always do during the circulation process, the building department had identified there were a couple of other variances that were not tacked on to this variance. So I did speak to the applicant and suggested that perhaps they want to include those variances on this application so that they wouldn't be subject to another application fee. And they were willing to do so. There was a shoreline deck that hadn't been identified on the plan, as well as a request to reduce the side yard setback that had also not been identified. So the applicant will be amending the application to come forward at the next meeting date.
Okay. Yeah, every cottage on that lake needs a side yard setback because the lots are not square to the water.
That's good to know for my reference.
Okay, so we've got a motion to defer the application. Could I have a mover and seconder for that, please? Greg and Terry. Moved by Greg, seconded by Terry, that the Committee of Adjustment hereby defer variance application A 2021-0021M Shapers to construct a cottage addition for the following reasons. Additional variances to be added. Okay. All in favor? Then that will be deferred. All righty. And that would be it. Not quite a record for 14 minutes.
Oh, you got a little bit to beat Todd yet.
Oh yeah, it's a high standard.
He was the master.
Is there any other business that needs to be brought forth?
I don't have any.
Anything happening in the planning department? Any appeals to the LPAT or any of
Yeah,
that?
through you, Chair, there's a lot happening in the planning department. As you know, this is our very busy season. So we're processing a lot of pre-consultations at this time.
Do we know
Really,
how
which-
many are? Sorry.
Yeah, so Karen, through you, Chair, I think we have 3 or 4. One is actually on Yoho Island, which has been deferred previously because it was the winter. So now that we're able to go, we're getting into a little bit of issue with our COVID protocols. So planning department discussed this, and because we'll have to go by boat, we discussed that staff will still go out and do the posting for the next meeting. So I believe that's May 28th that'll be posted. And staff will also take videos if the committee is okay with this, take videos and sufficient pictures to send to you guys included in the site visit package. So we won't actually ask you to go out during COVID on the boat. We'll instead do the videos and pictures. As for the variance that they're requesting, I believe it's a 0.4% variance for maximum lot coverage. They're looking at doing a new accessory building. So we can certainly go out and take videos and pictures.
Yeah, okay. I guess that's the way the world is. And
Yeah.
our opinion apparently doesn't matter. It's the way the world's going to be. Terry, you got a question?
I had a question. I don't know if we discussed it at the last meeting or not. I can't remember, but there is an LPAT appeal on one of our decisions. The decision for Nullmeyer a couple of meetings ago. I think, Jim, that you probably remember that one.
That's the only time I've ever seen a fist fight break out on
Yeah, I
Zoom.
know. It's just like 2 5-year-olds in the sandbox, right? But anyhow, Mr. Chapnick has appealed to,
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all.
yeah, and of course, Mr. Nullmeyer is appealing to LPAT on a rezone issue that was granted to Mr. Chapnick. So
Yeah,
I
you
don't
make
know.
fine neighbors.
Yeah, it's a little counterproductive, and it's burned up a whole bunch of staff time. But
Yeah, I bet.
I think we've just basically decided to stay out of it. I think was the decision. I think, and see where it goes. I mean,
Yeah. Hopefully they
it is
heard
what it
together.
is. Pardon me?
Hopefully they get heard together and the
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be sort of a shame that you come up here to have a little fun and end up in the war. But however,
Okay, is there anything else? Karen?
I have a question with regards to the data that we get on every one of the applications. We're looking at the bylaw, and it says in here required, which I'm a little concerned about that, and the proposed and the variance. And I've listened, and it's usually maximum is what you say, because required doesn't seem to be the appropriate word. Should that be changed?
I second your motion. Obviously you've noticed I've been changing it as I'm reading it.
Well, yes, and I've had concerns about that for quite a while, because I thought, how can
Yeah.
it be, it's not required.
No, it's usually a maximum. So I wonder if we should change the way our motions read.
That's my question.
Yeah, I'm with you. Candace, can we leave that one with you to have a look at?
Through you, Chair, we're satisfied if that's the direction you want to go. Previously, Lauren, is that how we've identified is maximum versus required?
Yeah, I'll have to look, Candace, but it's no problem to just amend it.
I'd say it changed about 9 months ago, maybe a
Okay.
year.
Right.
So-
Yeah, we do have a section in our application that's worded in the same way. So required, proposed, and then the variance.
Yeah,
So maybe it came from that, but we can certainly look at changing it back to the
yeah.
maximum.
Like a side yard setback is required, but a dock length is not required. It's a maximum. So maybe it needs to change with the circumstances.
Sure, absolutely, Chair.
Okay, anything else? I have a motion to adjourn. Greg, Karen. And that the Committee of Adjustment for the Corporation of the Township of Seguin does hereby adjourn this hearing at 4:20 PM on Wednesday, May 12th, 2021. Committee will hold its next hearing at 4 PM on Wednesday, June 9th, or at the call of the chair, unless the Secretary Treasurer has not received complete applications for committee consideration. All in favor? And thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Thanks, guys. See you later.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Have a good, safe month.
That's all I have to do.
Yeah, I know. That and watch paint dry. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, see you
Take
guys.
care.